So using cascading style sheets, what is a cascading style sheet? A cascading style sheet, a CSS sheet, all that is a set of rules that you define for what your text is going to look like. Essentially, if I know I have 5 different styles of text I'll be using, I'll define those 5 different styles in my CSS sheet so that I can easily just highlight my text, click on one of the 5 styles that I use in my website, and away it goes. It creates that text in that style, and I don't have to mess with too many settings. They're like presets for text that you can custom define, which is kind of nice so that you can keep a nice consistent look to your website, not have it have too many different font sizes, types, colors, and all of that, and end up getting a bit lost. So it keeps some consistency in the site. You can also transfer these CSS sheets if you've got a whole bunch of styles that you enjoy using and that you like the look of. You can just take that CSS file that we'll create in a second, copy it into a different website. When you go to, say, create your portfolio website at the end of this unit, you can take that CSS sheet that we're creating today and import it into your next website and use those styles directly. So it's kind of nice. It's a portable text styling feature, very convenient. So let's see how this works. So the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to have to create an actual style sheet. We don't have any at the moment. We have no cascading style sheet. So in order to create a style sheet, what we're going to have to do is go into the menu up top here, File, New, and you're going to select Blank, and then select CSS, Style Sheet. When you hit Create, you're going to get essentially an empty window with a little bit of text at the top, and that's just telling Dreamweaver that this is in fact a style sheet, and it's just a little bit of code, I guess, for Dreamweaver to figure out what this is. So the very next thing you're going to do is save it. And so I'm going to call this, I'm going to put it inside my root folder in CSS. That's why we created that folder. And I'm going to name it Philion CSS in caps. That way I know what that file is. That's going to contain all of my styles for this web page, or really for the whole site. So if I hit save, I've now got Philion CSS at the top here, and I can easily go back and forth between my HTML page, my website, and my style sheet here just by clicking across the top. And you'll see we'll add in a few items in here as we add styles or text presets into this file. So if I go back to index, so this is my my web page, I'm going to do the next step, which is telling Dreamweaver that style sheet I just created, that new style sheet, I want that to be linked to this document so that I can use what's inside of that style sheet. So I can use the styles that are contained in that style sheet on this website. So in Style down here, at the very bottom it says Attach Style Sheet. So I'll click that. I'll browse to my CSS folder, so it's in my root folder, CSS, and then there's my file that I just created. I'm going to hit Choose, and so now that file is linked to my website, so I can use everything that's inside of it. Currently there's nothing inside of it. We saw that here, right? There's no styles or anything created inside of it. So that's the next part. How about I create a style for small gray text? Let's say small gray text is something that I use a lot, and I like the look of text when it's small and gray, and that's something I use on my website. Let's go ahead and create a preset for that so that I can use it on the website and kind of get this rolling. So I'm going to hit the plus button at the bottom here, the new CSS rule. So this is essentially the button that's going to create new styles. I'm going to call it small gray text. Oops. Small gray text. And I don't like using spaces or anything like that, just because it takes up a bit more space in the menu. So, use something that's descriptive but not overly crazy. Also, click on Define In and make sure that you have selected the file that you created. Don't do under New Style Sheet, because then you'll be creating a separate style sheet, and it gets messy from there. So just keep it to Philion CSS, and you'll be good to go. When you click OK, you've now got some choices to make as to what this text is going to look like. So this is specifically to this preset. What's it going to look like? I'm going to pick Arial, a size of 10, and down here for color, I'm going to pick gray because that's what we want, the small gray text. Hit OK, and now I've got down here in Style, I've got a new option that's available called small gray text. Okay, so I've created a new preset in here called small gray text that has the properties that I want. So if I type in hello world, this is written in small gray text, all I have to do is highlight it, go down to here to style, pick my small gray text, and there you go, it's now written in small gray text. So let's try that one more time. What if we wanted something larger, like bigger gray text, or let's say larger underlined text. So we'll go back to here, we'll create a new preset. We'll call it large gray text underline, because we're going to add an underline to it. Hit OK. We're going to keep it Arial. We're going to make it 16 because it's larger. We're going to underline it, and it's still gray text because that's what I put in the name and that's what we're creating. You can make it any color you like, but if you're calling it large gray text, you should probably make it gray. Click OK. And now we should be able to hello world in your large gray underline text. And you'll notice that in this list it actually writes the name of it in that particular style, so it's easy to find the one that you're looking for. We're looking for large gray text underlined. Click there. There you go. My text is written in large gray underlined. So now if I open up other web pages that are linked to this site or that are part of this site, I can use the same text styles everywhere. So it's nice and consistent, and my users won't get confused as to what different types of text are used for, what they mean. I get a nice coherent site.